What's going on, everybody? It's Sean here, and I am back today to give you guys a long overdue review of the Air Jordan 33 Future of Flight. These dropped back on October 18th for $175 US or $235 here in Canada. The official colorway for this shoe is white, metallic gold, black, and vast gray. So this marks the 33rd signature model for Michael Jordan. This model is loosely inspired by the Air Jordan 3. So unlike the 31 and the 32, where the design of those shoes really resemble the Jordan 1 and the Air Jordan 2, these 33s don't resemble the Jordan 3s quite as closely, and because the design of these are really out there, this is going to be a really polarizing sneaker. To be completely honest with you guys, when I first saw pictures of these, I was not a fan, but seeing them more and more, they really grew on me. So first things first, here is a look at the box. So the 33s come in a special edition box. This is all white with a Jumpman on the top. We have a little tab on the side that says engineered for flight, along with that same message found on the side of the box as well. Opening up the lid, so on the inside we have this Jumpman once again, and then the paper inside the box is sort of like foil, so it's like silver and metallic. And inside the box it comes with this card, which is basically like an instruction or manual that describes how you tighten and loosen the shoes. So moving on to the actual sneakers, these 33s are unlike any shoe I've ever seen before. From both a design and a technological standpoint, this is a shoe unlike anything that I've ever worn on my feet. Long story short, the Jordan 33 features fast fit technology, which replaces the traditional method of tightening your shoes with laces and incorporates cables throughout the shoe that you tighten and loosen with the pull of a couple different cables. So I'll go into more detail about that later on in the review. From a visual standpoint though, the majority of the shoe is constructed using white mesh. Wrapping around the frontal edge of the toe box, we have this additional fuse, which gives you added durability. On the lateral side of the forefoot, we have this hit of black nubuck, along with this contrast red stitching. Found along the upper half of the Jordan 33s, here we have this white synthetic material that sort of has a feel of nubuck. On the medial side of the forefoot, here we have this white synthetic leather with perforations found throughout, and there's also this gold circular Jumpman branding. This overlay not only provides additional containment for your foot, but it also holds together the cables of the fast fit system. Moving towards the back half of the shoe, so here we have this triangular overlay of the synthetic leather, and this design is taken directly from the Air Jordan 3, where in the Jordan 3's case, this is typically covered in elephant print. Also found on the medial side, we have the eject cord, which is this yellow and black rope. This is what you pull to loosen the shoe. And then next to this, we have this red nylon strap, and the purpose of this is to lock down this tongue portion of the shoe. Taking a look directly at the very back, so here we have this hit of black nubuck. We have the words Nike Air embroidered in gold, and then above this we have a heel pull tab, which has these red lines that symbolize the number 33. So this large Nike Air branding is once again a nod to the Air Jordan 3, and I honestly don't even remember the last time that a signature Jordan model featured Nike Air so proudly displayed on the shoe itself. As for the tongue on these sneakers, so the very bottom layer is constructed out of neoprene, and then above this we have a black nubuck tongue with the gold Jumpman embroidered in the center. Once again, we have the number 33 done in that stylized fashion, and then on the inside of the tongue we have this Air Jordan 33 branding. The inner liner of the Jordan 33s is black, and these come with a basic red colored insole with a black Jumpman logo on the heel. So now I wanted to talk to you guys a bit more about this fast fit lacing system. So as I mentioned earlier, these shoes do not feature laces, and the way that you actually tighten or loosen the shoes is by pulling one of two different cables found on the shoe. So if you take a closer look, you'll see that there's these white cables that kind of zigzag through the middle of the shoe. These are the cables that you're tightening and loosening to give you that lockdown feeling throughout the entire sneaker. According to Nike, these cords are found on parachutes as well, so this means that these will be very strong and they will hold up to the rigors of the basketball court. So this cable found right in the middle that says pull, as you pull it up, you hear that clicking. This means that the fast fit system is tightening to the shape of your foot. And if you want to loosen the shoe, or eject as they call it, you simply pull this yellow and black colored cord, like so. It should retract back into the shoe, and it should release all the tension found from the cables. So combining this fast fit system, which really locks down the midfoot area of your foot, along with this red strap right here, this is adjustable and really helps to lock down the tongue to your foot. As a result, the containment of the shoe is exceptional and you really feel locked into the shoe. So the upper of these Jordan 33s sits atop this full-length foam midsole. On the lateral side, we have this hit of black, but the majority of this midsole is white. And then on the medial side, the midsole is predominantly black. At the very back, we have this small plastic window as well. Contained within the midsole, we have two Zoom Air units as well. So there's one underneath the forefoot and then one underneath the heel. And then found on top of the Zoom Air bag on the forefoot, we have what Nike calls a flight speed plate. So essentially this is a carbon fiber plate that's layered on top of the Zoom Air, which helps to give you added propulsion, and it essentially acts as a springboard for your foot on the Zoom Air. Turning these over to the bottom, so here we have your outsole. So this outsole is translucent, and the traction pattern on these is essentially multi-directional nubs. You'll see that there's these red outlines found on the heel and the forefoot. This is outlining the Zoom Air bags that are found within the shoe. So underneath the heel, we have this hexagon-shaped Zoom Air bag, and then on the forefoot, there's this larger bag as well. One thing to note about the forefoot area is that it doesn't lie completely flat. So the Zoom Air bag actually sort of protrudes, and you can kind of see this evident when I tilt the shoe at a certain angle. So it's a little bit unstable when your foot shifts from an area that has a Zoom Air bag onto an area that doesn't. Right in the very center, we have this window which exposes the fast fit system. So when I pull the cord to tighten the shoe, you can see the mechanism found inside this window. It's clicking and tightening the shoe itself. From a sizing standpoint, so I'd say that these fit true to size, but I do want to warn you that they are very long from a length perspective and very narrow from a width perspective. Especially around this midfoot area right here, it is going to be very, very snug. And as a result, I have some difficulty getting my foot into and out of the shoe because of just how snug this area is. So my feet measures as a true size 10, slightly on the wider side, and I typically get size 10 in most of my Jordan retros, but usually I go with 10.5 for the newer Jordan models, given that I will be playing basketball in them, and I usually wear thicker Elite socks. So for these shoes, I tried on the 10.5, they were just way too long from a length perspective, and I felt like the size 10 fit me much, much better. There still is some extra dead space around the edge of the toe, but because of the snugness of the midfoot and the overall width of the shoe, there was no way that I can go a half size down. So I definitely recommend trying these on in store if you can. The fitment on these is a little bit strange, but if you aren't able to try them on before you buy them, I just recommend sticking true to size. For me, once I got past the initial super snugness of the shoe, they eventually start to break in a little bit. So as of today at least, I really like the fit on these, and they really hug your foot like a tight glove. So I haven't tested these on the court. There are a ton of really good performance reviews that you can find on YouTube, and my intention when I picked these up was more just to wear them casually. With that said, however, from a cushioning standpoint, you can really feel the Zoom Air underneath the forefoot. This is unlocked Zoom, meaning there's no foam carrier between your foot and the actual Zoom Air bag. And based on what I've been reading and from seeing other people's reviews, the general word on the street is that the Zoom Air bag definitely needs some break-in time, but once you've worn in the shoe a little bit, the cushioning on the forefoot especially is exceptional. Also, I found that these shoes were lighter than I expected, and that can be attributed to the upper, which is this very lightweight mesh. From a quality standpoint, so the materials on these definitely aren't the best, but I feel like the materials put in place were chosen for a reason. So overall, I'd say that while it's definitely not a premium feeling sneaker, it's going to be good enough to do its job. So with all that being said, now let me lace these up and I'll show you guys how these look on feet. Love it or hate it, the Jordan 33 is definitely out of left field, and I personally feel like Jordan Brand is at its best when they're evolving and setting the trends. While it's not a perfect sneaker by any means, I'm really excited about the future of this fast fit system, and I'm curious to see whether this is more of a one-time gimmick or if it's something that's going to be evolved and improved on in the future. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of the Air Jordan 33 Future of Flight. If you guys like this video, be sure to give me that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, Be sure to check me out on Instagram at esco8, check out my Twitter at sean.go, and visit my website at seango.ca. So until next time, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this breakdown of the Jordan 33, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.